Yes, welcome back to the Sports Show. Time to turn our attention to the Southern Footy League. As always, the Press, Craig Warman joins us. Craig, how are you, mate?
Good, mate, and thanks for having us.
Mate, you've got to be up and about. I mean, some fantastic news for Port Noarlunga.
Oh, it's really, really good news for Port Noarlunga. The last 2 or 3 years they've been applying for grants to get new change rooms. Haven't had new buildings in there for a long, long time, and word came through last week, $3.6 million with state and council money.
Mate, now, so when you say 3.6 million, that wasn't where they were first hitting though, was it? They weren't asking for that amount at the start. They were a bit under that. The government, the council have come back and said, we reckon you can do better. Yeah,
and...
well done by them too.
Well, yeah, very much so. They wanted rather than a portable situation with the ATCO type scenario, they wanted a solid brick, and solid brick it is, and $3.6 million.
So any other clubs get a grant? Any other A-grade clubs get a grant or ask for a grant? And
well, the Cove have got one with the Marion Council that's going through at the moment as well, but 3.6 out for Port Noarlunga is fantastic.
The reason I asked that is because Rosewater were one of the first clubs to get a grant to improve there. They built really nice premises with, and they were playing in A6 or something like that at the time. And of course, all these A1 clubs have said, well, hang on a minute, you know, what's an A6 club doing getting all that money to build a club when we're here? And I think it was one of the ministers said quite simply, they applied. They did the right thing and applied. So what I'm saying there is, if anyone has a go at Port Noarlunga, how come they've got that and we didn't get it? Well, you need to get off your backside and apply.
And apply for it, yeah, very much so. It's been 3 years in the process to get what they've got, but fantastic news. And of course, on the back of that, the clubs this year are going to have 23 teams, from under eights right through to the seniors, running out of those premises. So
you nearly have to, the premises nearly all have to change though, don't they? With the influx of women now coming in, you know, I know the first year everyone got caught off guard because there was more than they thought and they were sharing facilities. It's gone past that now. I mean, you're saying 23 teams, you can't, there's not enough change rooms to split it, so if you haven't got the facility, you nearly can't allow those players to come and play, can you?
No, exactly, and of course that's spread over Saturday and Sunday, of course, but it'll be really good for the Port Noarlunga Footy Club. Nice little spot right down by the Onkaparinga River there.
Beautiful.
Great place to play footy.
Hey, mate, while all these clubs and teams and sports are struggling for sponsorship, the Southern Footy League, this one's a terrific one for Port Noarlunga, and now Fleauge Milk have jumped on board for the big weekend game. Yeah,
against Great Southern. We play association weekend each year, and with both leagues being in the Fleurieu Peninsula, Fleurieu Milk have come to the party and sponsor the day.
It's not a bad one, is it?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Great Southern up against the Southern Footy League. Fleurieu Milk sponsoring it. So.
Strathalbyn this year.
And I'm sure the boys would have a couple of milks after the game.
Well, they do say that milk is one of the things that you should be getting into the body straight after a game. Yeah.
All right. Well,
really? Very much so.
Gee, I wasted a few years, mate.
Did you?
Yeah. It was yours a beer, mate.
Well,
that would explain why Kimmy Costa's looking better now than he did when he was playing, because he's just worked it out. Hey, in saying that, mate, the season's not too far away. So
no, straight after Easter we kick off, and of course we're also got our deal going with Tribe FM again. To do live broadcast out of the radio van. So that's up and about again after a layoff with COVID last year. So looking forward to getting behind the mic and having a bit of fun.
Who does that with you, mate? Sorry, Phil. Who calls the game with you?
Yeah, Gary Davenport is our lead caller, myself and Mike. Of course, we lost our third wheel, so to speak. He's moved up to Darwin with his work at Australia Post. But looking forward to getting back in the radio van.
Mate, COVID was a strange one. Last year, obviously, the finals came round and you couldn't get enough people to get into the finals, which is a nice problem to have. We're watching the MCG suddenly opening up 75% of their crowd capacity now. Southern Footy League, any restrictions early in the season on crowds, or it's going to be okay?
No, we haven't heard anything from SA Health, so we'll be opening up for anyone who wants to come watch a great game of footy to come on down.
And they are great days, aren't they? The Southern Footy League, it's like a huge picnic. It's like when you go to one of the grounds.
It's a family day.
You know, it's a family day. That's what it's like to go and watch a game. I pop round to Happy Valley every now and then and have a little look and whatever, and it's just a great day.
So you've got footy.
It's footy all day.
Yeah, from 8 o'clock in the morning right through till 5 in the afternoon.
Mate, we touched on Port Noarlunga having 23 teams. Ranella would be the biggest.
Yep.
What do you reckon how many teams would Ranella roughly have? Don't need to be exact. Just rough.
About 35, I reckon.
Okay.
Flagstaff Hill.
Be around that?
Around the 28 to 30 mark.
Yep.
That includes from our under 8s all the way through.
Yep.
But it's massive for the Southern Footy League. And of course, as I say, we continue to get indulged with girls and women who want to play the game as well.
Mate, you had that great relationship going in the last couple of years too with Kangaroo Island.
Yes.
That's still flourishing?
Yes, they're back on board. They'll be sending a side over prior to our Great Southern game. They'll be sending a senior side over and hopefully a junior side to play our under-21s on the weekend before we play Great Southern.
Oh, all right. Well, it's going to be a pretty exciting season for the Southern Footy League. Hope you get on board and get involved with some of those clubs. Stay with us. Quick word from the sponsors.